Good midday, good midday, good midday. Again, might be raining, drizzling a little bit. Yeah, it's a little cold, but not cold enough to snow. This is the day the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. So we are grateful to God for those of you that will be coming on board to share with us in this snapshot moment. Did I say midday? Yeah, good midday. I almost said midweek. Lord have mercy. I don't want to get them mixed up. Bless his holy name. So, again, we're thankful to God for the honor and the privilege to be able to share with you the word of the Lord. For his word is powerful, his word is mighty, his word is everything we need and then some. So, we just want to say welcome, 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 welcome to you, one and all. And we are just excited that God is working and moving and having his way in our lives. And for that, we bless his name. Sheila, how are you? Jemison, Elder James, thank you so much for being here. Rhonda, how are you? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So here's you. You know the drill. You know the drill. Hit the share button. Denise of the Frison, how are you, dear? Praying that all is well with you and yours and all of that good stuff. And we're just hoping that God, excuse me, shows himself mighty and powerful. Because as the song says, there's none like him. And for whatever reason, my indicator is telling me there's only one person on, but there's a whole bunch of y'all on here. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but whatever it is, it's all right. Tamika, how are you? Bless your heart for being here. Sylvia Scott, good midday to you. And we are grateful and thankful for those of you who are on here with us on today. And we're going to start in about 3 minutes and then we'll be ready to roll. Let me take a look at something else. I want to make sure that I got this together here. Always want to make sure I know what I'm doing. Okay. And grateful to God for those who are a part of making sure that this does happen. And so we're grateful for that. Valerie, how are you? Bless you. Tell Dad we said hello. Minister Faye, good midday to you and to yours. And we're grateful. My count is slow and stuff is whatever and whatever. We are just glad to be here with you on this wonderful day. And so, again, thank you so much for being a part of this moment of learning, this moment of sharing, of this time when we give God glory over the great things that He has, is, and shall do. Shelley, thank you so much. Good midday to you, dear. Thank you for being here with us on today. Okay. Bless the name of the Lord. Okay. So we're grateful to God for that. Gaither, thank you so much for being here. And so we're grateful and thankful to God for each and every one of you. As you know, I went over a couple of things yesterday, and you can't wait for the weekend. Yeah, I know. Y'all gonna be up, cutting up. Oh, there's somebody outside. I need to holler at Katrina. Timothy, bless you. We're glad that you are here with us, and we're praying and anticipating that God will move. Um, God will move during your entire worship experience, not just Saturday, but Sunday as well. You have to excuse me. I had ate a little something and got it caught in my throat. That's called old age. Okay. But as I shared with you when I looked at this Nehemiah situation and I looked at it and I examined it, I saw a pattern, and that was the thing that really just got my attention. Pamela, bless you for being here on today. Thank you, Janice, for letting us know we are up and running properly. I saw a pattern because sometimes when you don't understand the enemy's approach, Stephanie, bless you, Um, I think for many of us, and I know I'm being redundant when I say this, I think for many of us, I think for many of us, the thing that must be understood, Kathy, bless you for being here, is that the enemy is strategic in what he does. He is strategic in how he moves. And Christy, and I think the one thing that causes us to come up short is the fact that we think that the enemy operates in a haphazard manner. And so we respond to it in a haphazard manner, not realizing that if we are going to fight a fight, bless you, Cora, if we're going to fight, you also must understand your enemy, and you also must understand the power of strategy or being strategic in how you deal with that. I wish I had 5 people that caught what I just said. And so we fall apart because we don't understand strategies. We lose our mind because we don't understand strategies. We don't understand principles. We don't understand how God works. And so what we do is we operate out of our emotions. And that's dangerous because you can't trust them. You cannot trust how you feel. You could be on top of the world and everything going well, and everything, you cannot trust how you feel. Feelings are controlled by emotions, and emotions are controlled by environments. And when those things change, so too does our emotions. But our faith, irregardless of where we are, should be steadfast and unmovable. Daryl Jones, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Minister Sarah Laverne, bless your heart. And so we got to get this, okay? We got to get this. And so I looked at some things that I saw in that text, okay, Elder Pam, that I think will be tremendously important. If you and the key is, do you want to win? Do you want to be powerful in the Lord? Not to be powerful to show off, but powerful in the Lord. Do you want to have impact? Do you want that your witness is so strong, genuine, and unmovable that people who are shaky and waffling and not really sure what to do look at you as the ability to stay sound and safe even in crazy moments? Hey, Pat, how are you? This is important. So the first thing and I'm gonna go over it real quick, and then I'm gonna get to the next thing, and then I'm gonna exhaust this on tonight. You have to understand that the first thing that he does is he gives you bad news. In the midst of giving you bad news, he wants the news to shake your faith, and then he wants to traumatize you. That is overwhelmingly important. He wants to traumatize you. He wants you to forget everything that God has done. He wants you to forget everything that God has accomplished. He wants you to forget all of those things that he brought you out of and brought you through. And he creates temporary amnesia, but the temporary amnesia can last long enough to cause you to become traumatized. Hey, LMA, sweetheart, how are you? We got you covered, dear. And then in the midst of that, you got to remember that once you get past the trauma, because Nehemiah was a man of prayer, and because he was a man of prayer, he sought and he looked. Hey, Sister Thomas, how are you? He did what he needed to do by the observations of the failures of others. Okay. And in the midst of that, I must have missed something. Okay, hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. Okay, Timothy, we're praying for you in the loss of your brother. I missed that. I'm so sorry. We're praying for you. And so God gave him favor because Nehemiah strategically observed the failures of another, that by learning from that failure, he becomes successful. He does what he needs to do. Then the next thing I talked about was how he'll try to humiliate you. You got to remember, as the walls were going up, the first thing that they went after was their building capabilities. I like that fox be done rubbed up against the wall and they'll fall down. try to humiliate you. The enemy will try to lie on you. Minister Marcia, bless you for being here. He'll try to lie on you, and then if he can't get you there, he will go after people who are internally involved in the activity. Here's the funny thing about the situation with Nehemiah. He was being criticized by the very people he was trying to help. Gosh, if that does not sound familiar, because when the enemy can't get you from outside, when the enemy can't lie on you and get you to respond to it, the next thing he does is he goes after people. David said something that I think is overwhelmingly powerful, that all of us better grasp this if we plan on being what God would have us to be. Hey, Giovanni, how are you, dear? Listen to what I'm saying. David said, it's not the people on the outside. It is not the people on the periphery. It is not the people that I have like a superficial relationship with. He said, it's them doggone folk that I done put food on their table. They done sat at my table. I paid their bills. I've helped them out. I've been their resource. They put my name on the resume, and I give them a good resume. I tell them everything is good. Ethel, bless you for being here. I do all of these things, and these are the very people who turn on you. And so we see here quite clearly that now the people on the inside, like, why are we doing this? What? This doesn't even make sense. He got us out here. They are so short-sighted on the provision that, hey, Sherry, how are you? That they are so short-sighted. You remember when Moses was leading the children of Israel out of captivity? I'm using that word captivity because I don't want to talk about just Egypt. I want to talk about Moses led them out of He led them, Sheely, out of 400 years of bondage. They cried unto the Lord, we need to be delivered. We want you to set us free. And when they come to the first bump in the road, the first person they turned on was Moses. God knows I've been there. The very people you do the most for sometimes become your biggest critics. Help me to teach this like it need to be taught. And so in the midst of this, the people that should be doing the work have turned on Nehemiah. And when that didn't work, when they could not get him to stop, then the enemy came up with something else. They said, okay, since we can't get you from within, we'll try that outside attack thing. We're going to come at you with armies, and then in the midst of what's going to happen, we're going to see what happens. And then, hey, Chaplain Hearns, then he strategically changes their posture and position, whereby some are able to build a wall while others are watching. And you got to remember something, because this is overwhelmingly important. And I'm really trying hard not to get myself in trouble with this, because I don't want to be oh God, what is his name? Something other Jenkins. Is it Jenkins? This is the guy that's out here bashing everybody in the name of the Lord. He's supposed to be this prolific preacher that's calling out everybody else as if he has no flaws, and that his scantily and very superficially understanding of the Bible is the only way. Gino something, whatever his name is. And so I've got to be careful, because I don't want to be like him, because every city has a Gino. Everybody has somebody that thinks that they are the only theologians and nobody else. Gino Jenkins, thank you. Thank you so much. That's him. He is blasting everybody. He don't care who it is, because he's the sole authority. And every city got him. It was funny. Bishop Paramore said people like that are the preacher police. These are the ones that get on Facebook and talk about you and talk about your theological presuppositions are wrong and talk about how you don't know how to do this and how you don't know how to do that and all of this other kind of stuff. But only they and their way of doing things are the right way, and nobody else but them are right. And so in the midst of that, which is over, I'm trying not to be like that, but you have to think about something. If you're going to be a leader, you can't sit on your butt and lead. If you're going to be a leader, you need to be with the people when they are doing the work. Can I say it one more time? Nehemiah was on the wall with the people, guarding and working with the people. We are not supervisors. We are servants. We are not supervisors. We are servants. Let me say it one more time. We are not supervisors. We are servants. And when we get to the point that we begin to criticize everybody else for what everybody else is doing, we have missed the mark. When we are no longer among the people, so that the people, you remember when they were battling in the valley and Moses was up on the mountaintop, and as long as his hands was up, they were able to win. But Moses had gotten old, and when his hands started dropping down, they started losing the battle. I hope I'm not taking up too much time, and I hope I'm not diverting too much from what the lesson is all about. But then that's when Aaron and Hur came along and held up his hands, and when his hands were held up, they prevailed. Y'all better catch this. Moses was seen by the people. He ain't someplace drinking coffee and chilling out while the other folk are out there doing the work. Nehemiah is out there with them. So when that didn't happen, when that did not work, okay, then they said, well, we just need to talk. Can you leave what you are doing and y'all like that one, huh? That one just dropped in my spirit. Oh my God. Daryl, here's the funny thing that many people don't understand. It's good to have you here, Sonia. What many people don't understand. Every movement, every organization has a Judas. If Jesus had a Judas, what makes you think you don't? You got to remember, there was a person in the group of the Jews that was doing the work, that was going back and telling the Persian overlords everything that they were doing. There will always be a Judas. You cannot get away from it. You cannot listen to what I'm saying. If you want to do ministry, you better learn how to walk with Judas. You better learn and understand that Judas is going to be the damn backstabbing, no good, two-faced people. I almost said something. Lord have mercy. Because, and I know who my Judases are, because you can't publicly applaud me when behind my back you're talking about me. I've noticed that. I've noticed what people do. Okay. And the funny thing about it is, I guess they think I'm deaf, dumb, blind, and stupid, but I know what they do. Every leader is always leading with the people, and there will be a Judas. Every single time there will be one. So you got to get over it. So this is what was going on. And they said, come on, let's talk. And Nehemiah said, oh, wait a minute. I'm doing a great work. Should the work cease while I come? You got to catch this. Listen and look at Nehemiah's strategy. Nehemiah's strategy says, number one, if I quit, they quit. If I stop, they stop. If I'm not here, they will not move. I know who I am. I know what I've been called to do. I know my purpose, and I know what I need to do. And I'm not coming down off this wall to have an idle, ridiculously stupid conversation with you. And you've got to have the discernment, if you are going to be strategic in dealing with the enemy's attacks, is to recognize who you spend your time with. Because, and I know I'm going to get in trouble, and I know I'm going to get talked about, but I don't really give a good doggone about it, because I think we need to understand some people are there to make sure you don't get the work done. They pull you off to the side. They want to talk about stupid stuff. They want to talk, well, you might want to think about it. And Nehemiah said, I'm not coming down off this wall. Number one, I know what good trouble. You better cut that out, Elder Pal. You got to remember something, Ethel. When I stop, they stop. As long as they see activity taking place in me, they keep working. They keep building, and they keep eye on everything. Let me so what does that mean? What does that mean? Tonight, because I'm done. Tonight, clean the house. Calling it like it need to be called. The funny thing about it is, y'all, people think I'm stupid. They really do. I know they don't like me. I know they don't care nothing about me. But that cannot deter or sway me from leading. And so let's talk about this in ministry. If you think you got a perfect ministry, you have deceived yourself. If you think you have a perfect organization, you have deceived yourself. Every organization, everything that is of God has an enemy. And Sonia, they really do. They think we're the dumbest things. We don't know nothing. But here's the key. Here's the key. Because you need to understand something about the text. Not one time was Nehemiah going after the haters and the informants, because he understood that his work was greater than them trying to keep him from doing what he's been called to do. So, hey, get over it. Get used to it. Because these people will keep you on track. These people will keep your prayer life going. These people, they're not designed to destroy you. They actually build you up, and they're too stupid to know it. These people, God strategically allows them to be there to strengthen your faith in God and not them. I wish I had some help. Because too many times we listen to them more than we do God. And that's what the enemy wants to do. You will never be successful in ministry until you discern what is of God and what is not. You will never overcome. You will always be defeated. You will always be sniveling. You will always be crying and whining until you recognize what you've been called to do, what you've been anointed to do, and you don't let any other person get in the way of that. I'll see y'all tonight. You better talk to me, Daryl. And guess what, Daryl? He's not going to bother you if you ain't doing nothing. Because if you ain't doing nothing, he ain't got nothing to stop. But when you're on the wall, when you're doing what's supposed to be done, man, he's coming after you with everything he got. But here's what you have to understand. Whatever the enemy comes at you with is designed to make you better, make you stronger. See y'all 6:30 tonight. Y'all join me, because I'm getting ready to blow this thing up, okay? Because I need us to win. I need us to overcome. I need us to be strengthened. I need us to know who our God is, and he is on our side. I got to roll. Listen, y'all be blessed. May God bless you. May he keep you. See you at 6:30 is our prayer.